Hello, in the third of my shot caller videos, the last one, it was about what if a shot caller puts a green light on your friend, and I told the story of Two Tonys. Two Tonys was a mafia guy who protected me in prison. He was serving 141 years for murdering rival gangsters, so he was high up in the prison hierarchy. He worked for the Bonanno crime family, who inspired Mario Puzo to write The Godfather. So this guy was proper old school Italian mafia. You don't harm women or kids. He had a lot of respect on the prison yard. He had an old prison number and he'd served 30 plus years by the time I met him in prison in Arizona in 2005. I met him around then. So in the last one, Two Tonys talked about a green light a shot caller put down on a friend of his, Little Pete, and if he'd have stood up for Little Pete and warned him, basically Two Tonys would have got killed as well by the Aryan Brotherhood prison gang. Now a situation arose where a shot caller put a green light on another friend of Two Tonys, but cause the shot caller wasn't as high up in the prison hierarchy as another shot caller that Two Tonys knew, Two Tonys tried to save this guy's life with better results than what happened with Little Pete. So I'm going to read you my book about Two Tonys. Just came out, just published in the last week. The Mafia Philosopher, Two Tonys. It's on Amazon worldwide. I'm going to read you exactly what Two Tonys told me, because in prison Two Tonys dictated his life story to me. So these are Two Tonys' words from a mafia, multiple homicide guy who was doing 141 years. Right. I met a prisoner called BW out of Nevada. A hustler, smart, at times too smart for his own good, as we shall see. I came out to wreck on a cold winter morning. As all the prisoners filed out, I noticed three young guys trying to be nonchalant as they dug up an area where shanks were buried. As they unearthed them, I strolled up to them and asked them what was up. Now, they were young, maybe 19 to 20, and eager to make names for themselves. The Aryan Brotherhood was set up so the older members could send the youngsters on missions to evaluate how they performed, which factored into their acceptance in the pack. So basically, these youngsters are probates, and when a green light comes down, they can't wait to kill someone, because that's going to get them membership, full membership of the Aryan Brotherhood gang. So these kids, with nostrils flaring, were ready for blood. They wanted to show what great killers they were, that their hearts were committed to murder. Now, not to sound vain, but they knew who I was and that I deserved an answer. So, being a multiple homicide guy, Two Tonys had respect on the yard, and he knows that these guys know his rep and they're going to have to answer to him. So they said, "We're taking out BW this morning." "Who says so?" I asked. They said an Aryan brother, Roy, had called a hit, so they could get their hands bloody. Not wanting a repeat of the Pete situation, I told them to hold off until I got back to them. I found Vic's overgrown arse in the shack we had for drinking coffee. Now Vic was one of Two Tonys' crime partners on the streets when Two Tonys was the boss. But Vic was high up in the Aryan Brotherhood gang, so when Two Tonys ever came to prison, Vic had him okayed with the fellas, and he was accepted by the gang and respected. So this Vic guy is this huge beast of a guy that Two Tony went on this violent rampage with on the streets that they called the Night of the Long Knives, where people who owed debts and stuff were getting stabbed and shot. Alright, so he found Vic's overgrown ass in the shack they had for drinking coffee. I asked him to step over so we could talk. Hey, these fucking nutcakes are getting set up to kill BW. I'd like to know what he's done. Roy called the shot. Well, upon hearing that, Vic's nostrils flared because number one, no one was supposed to call a shot without several nods. Number two, Vic hated Roy as most did. So this is important here. What Two Tonys is saying, if a shot caller's putting a green light, he's got to have the nod from other Urim Brotherhood gang leaders. It can't be exclusively an individual decision. About that time, BW showed up. Vic asked BW to hang out in the shack for a few minutes, and then he asked a couple of guys to hang out with him while Vic and I looked for Roy, but he wasn't out yet. We approached the three would-be killers. Vic told them to put the shanks back in the soil and stand by. Roy walked out and we went up to him. Hey Roy, why are you telling these youngsters to hit BW? Vic said. Roy started with some bullshit about a $50 debt for smack. Yeah, I mean, they'll kill you over a $20 debt for heroin in prison. Just like that. The bill was 3 months old. He was tired of BW's stories and wanted his money or his blood. I jumped in with, "Excuse me," to Vic. I said to Roy, "Look, BW ain't perfect. There's a lot of snake in him. We can all see that a mile away. If he got to you for 50 or 500, that's on you. He's a friend of mine, and that makes him a friend of Vic's, and he don't get stabbed on the prison yard, especially by a pack who don't even know what he's about, so rethink your plan of action." Now, Vic backs Two Tonys up. Cutting in, Vic said in his hoarse frog voice, "Hey, if you feel he has to die, then go kill him. He's right over there by the shack. We'll dig 2 of these shanks up and you go at it one-on-one, but don't even try to send a pack in on him." So basically they want him to do a one-on-one squashing of the beef. Most conflict in prison, the gang leaders want you to do a one-on-one squashing of the beef, because if people start jumping in on both sides especially, it can lead to a riot. A riot gets the whole prison locked down for days. That slows down or stops the drug business, and the drug business is the absolute priority of the gang. As we know from my video, what if a green light puts a shot caller puts a green light on you? I've talked about how I got green lighted just for writing a little bit about how the prisoners were making syringes from things you could buy from the inmate store. That was a dumb mistake by me. It never got anyone in trouble. The guards already knew about it, but it was stupid and I had to pay the consequences. I almost got killed over that, but Two Tonys stepped in and saved my life basically. Right. So, Roy backed up and said he didn't want to kill him, just scare him. "Oh, then go scare him," Vic said. We turned and walked away, leaving Pooty Butt Roy to reflect on his cowardice. Well, Two Tonys has got away with words, Pooty Butt. I'm glad I saved BW's life. We had a few fun years together. We were even cellmates in Supermax for a time. I never told him about that day. Why should I? It was over. Why put him on a paranoid trip and stir shit up? Now, did BW go on to discover a cure for cancer or some great gift for humanity? No. But he was a damn good legal eagle and smart as a whip. So he was a jailhouse lawyer basically. He trained himself with the law books. And I know he got a few guys' cases overturned and they were freed. And perhaps, just perhaps, one of those freed guys, one of their grandchildren, might have discovered a cure for cancer that wouldn't have been possible without Two Tonys being on a prison yard one cold morning. Wild, ain't it, how my fucked up mind works? Am I actually trying to claim my exploits as a rogue were for a cause? Two Tonys, this whole book's in his voice, and he rips apart everything. Politicians, chomo, priests, you name it. It's available worldwide on Amazon. Audiobook should be up soon. Now, I want to thank everybody. I'm getting a lot of hits on these shot caller videos, and people are asking if I'm going to extend my tour as well, doing a talk on murderers, mafia hitmen in US prison across England. We'll be talking about two Tonys and other murderers I met. So the good news is I'm going to be doing a Brighton date in September, and in October, by popular demand, Newcastle is looking likely, and also Leeds. Yeah. So appreciate everybody who's coming to my talks across the country, getting really good feedback. Just spoke in Bristol and London already. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate that my subs have gone over 50,000. It was less than 50,000 yesterday. It's up at 52,000 something already today. It took me like 10 years to get 10,000, and now it's just jumping up like crazy. So you guys take care out there. If you've got any more questions you want me to answer about shot callers or anything else, put them in the comments section. Really appreciate all your support. Eleanor from London. Cheers.